Well, it's been a busy week here in the race shop trying to get 2 cars ready to race this Saturday at the Southern Oregon Speedway, a home race for us. Cannot tell you how pumped I get when we get to race 25 minutes from the house, from the shop. It just makes life so much easier. And then here's kind of a look at my hot rod. Welcome back though to today's show. Excited to have you guys hanging out with us here today. We're kind of just putting our final touches on both of our machines in preparation for this Saturday night close to home. Out here locally, they don't have a lot of sprint car races, so we kind of try to take advantage of every opportunity we have to run out here. They run a lot more modified, late model, and stock car stuff, so winged races are a little bit unfamiliar for them, so we've been trying to help them out, get as many cars, support the track for putting on a winged race, and I know the fans are going to show up and show out because they love 360 and 410 action in this area. So I have to do a couple more things to my car, a couple more things to Carly's car, then we're going to fire and then be ready to load both of them. I will say though, the next 48, 72 hours, they're going to be a lot of fun, and I want nothing more than to be parked on the front stretch at the end of the night in front of my family, my local fans, and all my friends. Dude, how about how beautiful of a day it is here? Southern Oregon is, it's nice. It's almost summer. It's kind of like the end of spring, just starting to warm up. Sun's out, days are long, plenty of time to work. Absolutely love it, but Carly's getting fired up right now. So we just got the 22C all fired up, and now we have the 18T on the scales, getting the numbers all dialed in. Figured you guys would like this here. Inside of this binder is all my setup notes from the past couple of seasons. And in the last video, I told you all how I currently don't have a crew chief, so I have been setting up the race car myself with help from my crew, but mainly making all the decisions and trying to figure out, where to gain speed, where to make the car better throughout the night. And let me tell you, that is a unique challenge. Trying to drive a race car and make it go fast in the same night and have that be both of your jobs is, something I respect guys that do that. That is so hard. And guys that are at the top of the sprint car world and can do both, man, hats off to you. So spending some time in the shop trying to make sure this thing doesn't handle like it did down in California. I mentioned how our 410 program I feel like kind of just needs a little bit of work with a more healthy balance to our car, where our 360 I feel like we have a much better starting point and have been faster out of the gate, which therefore just produces better results throughout the night. So we're going to add to our notebook this weekend at the Southern Oregon Speedway. Car looks good, all the maintenance is done, and now we're going to fire this beast. Firing sprint cars never does not amaze me. I mean, you have to realize when you're sitting in this car, you're strapped in, right? And you're basically in a spaceship with a wing on to keep it on the ground from basically being out of control. And firing up the engine, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because we didn't have any mufflers, but making my eyes all water. So that thing sounds freaking phenomenal though. So it's getting dark out, got the car in the shop, and we are now ready to load tomorrow. I did want to take a second though to talk about this beauty right here, which is our brand new 360 engine from Charlie Fisher at Fisher Racing Engines. This thing is so slick and I'm excited to have it in my car. Ended up purchasing it and it was the best decision we could have made for our 360 stuff. I mean, these engines just rip, and I noticed that immediately. Ran it the first time, I was like, wow, this thing throws you back in the seat. It accelerates well, it makes great raw horsepower, like you can just feel it, driving the car. That, I mean, like I said, it thumps. So we got one of those at the beginning of last year and, saw success, won some races with it, and definitely took our program up, to another level. And so that engine is in Carly's car, and it actually has a nickname called Big Pescado. So that's kind of the joke with all my friends. They refer to it as Big Pescado, and the nickname actually came from Justin Sanders, who we bought the engine from, because I went quick time with it at Placerville, I think in May of 2022, and he called it that, and it's just stuck ever since. Obviously stands for big, and then pescado is fish in Spanish. Spanish, which Charlie's last name is Fisher. So it's just, we always call it Big Pescado. So I still need to come up with a nickname for this one, and maybe you guys can help me with that. And I also wanted to say, I never show you guys my equipment ever to be like a show off. That's never the point. This is just, you know, part of our racing program, and I'm very, very blessed to be in the position I'm in and to have the opportunity that I have. With that though, also, you know, Carly, myself, my family, like we all pour 110% into this, and we also have great partners that help. So those guys were a huge part of making this happen. We also sold one of our 360 engines, so we added this one, but we lost one, and then we also sold a limited engine, which we now don't have any more of those. And that was all at the end of last year, so we've kind of been preparing for, you know, a good amount of time. But this is basically supposed to be a twin to Pescado, which is in Carly's car. So we'll see how it runs, and I have a, you know, I'm 100% confident that it is going to rip. Let me tell you guys something. It is so nice right now to be loading the trailer, and we're literally 5 minutes from the track where the shop's at. It's incredible. Coolest thing ever for guys that always get to race local. For us, we don't have many options. We're forced to travel. Like, for guys that have to travel like us just to get to race, you know, north, south, east, west. Anyway, I love racing close to home. This is so awesome. AT&T is in the box. Just to give you an idea, as the crow flies that direction, we're talking just a couple of miles is the racetrack, which is so awesome. And I really, really want this sprint car show to be a success this weekend, as well as I think they have two other winged, or they have another winged 360 race, and then they have a 410 race with KWS. I want them all to be such a success, so maybe in the coming years they can have a couple more, and that, you know, that helps car counts, that helps the fans to be excited, and overall, you know, just builds up racing in Southern Oregon. So everything's all loaded up. Carly, how do you feel about racing, you know, just a couple minutes from the house this weekend?
I think it's going to be a blast. I love our in and out runs right after, so hopefully we get over in time so we can go do that. But I think it's going to be a good weekend. You know, we're right here close to home. We got two cars. We're going to be battling against each other, hopefully. We got basically the same motor in this weekend, so there's no excuses. I'd have to agree with everything she said. We got both cars set up, dialed in. We're just going to try to fine tune throughout the night to, you know, get both of them as far up to speed as we can. So, all right, thanks for your help. Carly worked really hard all week to make sure both of our pieces of equipment were ready to go fast. So now that all the hard work is done, I feel even more excited to go racing, and that's usually normal. Like you grind all week to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, and now it's time to be focused in and hit the track. And everything's the same as like when we were at Cottage Grove. 2 cars. I don't have a crew chief, so I'm going to be setting up, you know, both of our cars. And one thing to say on that note, and what's most challenging, I think, about not having a crew chief and trying to do things yourself, and this is the same whether you're a rookie like me or if you've been setting up your own car for 50 years, but it's not being able to watch the racetrack, or sometimes they do track prep at, you know, random times and things pop up. You have to race, so you're sitting in your car and you're relying on your crew for good information, or, you know, I always have Carly keep a 9/16 wrench, so maybe she can make an adjustment while, you know, right before I'm about to go out, or that's what we've been doing, you know, the last couple of weeks. So things like that, just not being able to be in 2 places at once, when of course you have a crew chief. They can watch, they can make changes, they don't even have to tell you, and you just have the confidence in driving the car. But when you also are kind of, you know, using that mental space to make your car go fast, I think it can be a good thing. It can also, you know, sometimes I'm sure you can psych yourself out, but feel great about our 360 program, feel great about some tricks we have up our sleeve for the Southern Oregon Speedway, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys all there. Thank you so much for watching, and catch the 22C and the 18T out at the track. Deuces.